Hey, congratulations! I take the liberty to assume that you're expecting baby or babies if you're watching this particular video on twin pregnancy. Welcome back to my channel, and you're once again with Shahnaz on Mummy's Love. Today I'm going to talk about my twin pregnancy story and how did it go, and what are the things that I did, what did I eat, and what are the precautions I took to make sure that my pregnancy reached to the full term. And obviously it's going to be summed up with a few takeaways that you can keep in mind if you're expecting babies or even a baby. So let's get started once again. When we're trying to conceive, we see pregnant women everywhere, and when we've conceived and pregnant, we see babies everywhere. And if you've conceived twins, you are going to be looking for twin strollers and two little beautiful babies everywhere you go. And this is not a physiological phenomenon at all. The fact is, yes, there are more and more twins than what used to be in the past because of the availability of new reproductive techniques. You are definitely going to find more twin births happening around you. There could be various reasons why a woman conceives twins. It could be a genetic factor. It could also happen if you are above 30. That does increase your chances of having twin. And obviously, like me, anybody who's undergone a reproductive technique like an IVF or an IVI has more chances of conceiving twin babies. When I was pregnant, I searched for a lot of information on how is that I can have a full-term twin pregnancy with healthy babies delivered. But on the contrary, the information that I found and the people that I met was not very assuring, because I was astounded to find that there's so many families who had dealt with premature twin births. And you know, they had been in the neonatal care for about weeks and months, even spending exorbitant amount of money on neonatal care, and that babies, thankfully, the babies eventually survived the ordeal. There is absolutely no doubt the neonatal care is so brilliant nowadays, you know. But you know, despite that, spending the weeks and the months in the neonatal care, we have hidden fears of those children not, you know, kind of growing as healthy as a singleton baby that completes a full-term pregnancy, or as any other twin babies that complete full-term pregnancy. And you know, eventually the hidden fears are about whether those particular children will be able to meet all their developmental milestone. They might have a slightly delayed learning differences, or it can be as severe as cerebral palsy. So it's really important that if you've conceived twins, that you make sure, and that should be a motive, that I need to go on to a full-term twin pregnancy. And that's not completely difficult. Well, while you must be seeing a lot of twin babies around you and a lot of women conceiving twins, and you might think, yes, this is something which is happening quite often and it seems to be an all-right proposition, it certainly is not. Physiologically, your bodies are designed to hold one baby at a time. So having two babies at a time in your body is definitely very, very strenuous exercise for your body and your hormones to meet. Your first trimester is going to be a really daunting task. Well, don't worry, it's not impossible either, but don't forget that your body will not obligingly provide you with all that your baby needs automatically. You will have to make a lot of conscious effort to make sure that your babies are born healthy. So what's the most important thing that's going to get you to a full-term twin pregnancy is eat more and slow down, ladies. And that's one truth that's going to get you to a full-term twin pregnancy. If you are a very ambitious, career-oriented woman like I used to be at one point in time, you've really got to take a backseat and slow down. You have to take a lot of naps, take a lot of rest. You are going to be needing a lot more rest than a singleton mother does. So which also means that you will have to take a backseat on certain things that you like doing, like cleaning your house or paying your bills or going shopping, going out, doing other knickknacks of life. So they can wait, believe me. And honestly, when you are on a twin pregnancy, your body automatically knows about it and takes the right route. So I remember when I was pregnant with twins, I was fatigued and I was exhausted beyond imagination. So the first 3 months of my twin pregnancy, I don't remember doing anything but just sleeping, to the extent that once I called my doctor and I asked her how long it's going to be like that, because I was totally frustrated of doing nothing but just waking up and going back to bed and eating and going back to bed again. But that's what the body really demanded, and you just have to follow the clues that your body is giving you. So take as much rest as possible. If you are a working woman, maybe you'd like to take some time off for yourself, work from home, and if not, then let your office give you the provision of taking an afternoon nap. My doctor told me repetitively, it's important that you nap in the afternoon. Don't miss that. Even if you're not sleepy, it's important for you to just lie down for 2 hours and let your body take the due course of rest. Being pregnant also means that you will need a lot of help from your loved ones. So that's the right time to have your parents, your family help you with the household work. Seek help, ask for help, don't shy away. First 3 months of twin pregnancy are going to be extremely critical to make sure that you reach on to the full-term pregnancy. That is a lot of time when a lot of twins are aborted. So just make sure that you take immense amount of rest, and I couldn't say more actually. So give yourself the permission to have these babies get the best chance they can have, knowing that this will obviously include a few sacrifices from you. When I was pregnant, I was kind of put on a support system of progesterone injections, which I took on a weekly basis. Check with your doctor if you're not getting one. It's really important that you be on some support system if you're expecting babies. Your doctor will also be giving you folic acid for the first 3 months of your pregnancy, followed by vitamin D, followed by calcium and iron supplements, and probably a few more multivitamins. Yes, multivitamins. Yeah. Also, when you're pregnant with twins, your doctor will be getting scans done a lot more frequently. I think I roughly got 2 scans each month of my first trimester. Twin pregnancy scans are quite more elaborate because the doctor is reading 2 babies, so more often the better it is. So don't shy away from going in for frequent ultrasounds if your doctor wants you to do that. Plus, your doctor will be getting your double marker tests done and your quadruple marker tests done. Unlike in most singletons where people just get a double marker done and that's enough, they'll eventually, when you reach the second trimester, you'll also be getting a quadruple marker test done. So there'll be a lot more scans and a lot more tests that's going to be involved in your twin pregnancy. You will be expected to take a high protein, high calcium diet, and if you are a non-vegetarian, then it definitely doesn't, it automatically takes care of your protein requirements. But if you're somebody who's a vegetarian, then you might have to include like a protein X, or I would recommend the protein shake from Amway, which is like 80% protein, right from the beginning of your first trimester. So that's going to help you have really healthy babies. And obviously for some women, first trimester will be full of a lot of acid reflux and a lot of nausea, but that even happens with singleton mothers, so that's nothing unusual. And obviously you will have medications for that, and you have to make sure that you eat very simple food, but food that's very high on quality. And it's really important to keep yourself hydrated. Coconut water is the best way to keep yourself hydrated because your body has to supply for amniotic fluid for 2 sacs and 2 babies. So make sure that your hydration levels are really high. And obviously, the more you rest, the well you eat, the more hydrated you are, your first trimester is just going to go in a jiffy. I think I had a great first trimester, apart from the fact that I was really fatigued. But as we approached the second trimester, that fatigue also went away. So I think my body gave the babies time to settle in the womb, implant properly, and I just heard what my body was wanting me to do. When I approached the second trimester, I started with acid reflux and acidity and all these little ailments that pregnant women get, which were kind of handled well by the medications that I was getting. I took care of my diet and I had a brilliant second trimester. It was a lot of glow on my face. I would make sure that I still work and take immense amount of rest and work from home on days, alternate days. One thing my doctor told me when I went for my second trimester checkup is she asked me to work from home completely and avoid travel, because any kind of bumps on the road can trigger contractions or premature delivery. So initially, when I was a bit better, I made sure that I travel on alternate days, and then I made it like 2 days to work in a week, and I would operate from home for most of the days. I think that's really important. And if your office does not give you that provision, make sure you're going for an early maternal or sabbatical leave, because that thing really is going to be the determining factor about your success in this twin pregnancy. Twin pregnancy also brings up some interesting challenges in women, like high blood pressure, gestational diabetes. So make sure that you are being constantly checked for these things time and again. Another thing that I want to give you a tip on, if you're expecting twins or even if you're expecting a regular baby and you have a slightly more elevated sugar level, is to buy an AccuCheck or a home blood sugar test machine, which you can check your blood sugar levels in the morning, which is fasting, and you can check it in the evening, which just tells you if you're having any issues. Thyroid, gestational diabetes, and blood pressure are three things that need to be completely managed when you are having twins, or even if you're having a singleton baby, because these things can, invite complications. And while there is treatment for gestational diabetes through insulin injections, but a little tweaking in your diet can definitely help you get rid of that diabetic issue. When I was in the middle of my second trimester, my sugar levels were slightly elevated, and my doctor kind of felt that I was moving towards to be a gestational diabetes case, and she just told me to ensure that I was eating more greens and cut down on carbs, which I did, and I think that helped. Even if you're expecting twins, it doesn't mean that you will not be exercising. Make sure that you go in for at least 15 to 20 minutes or 30 minutes walk if your body permits. Do it slowly, you don't have to rush. It's not a brisk walking or anything like that. But just make sure you do some activity, structured activity every day, so that your lungs are getting pumped with a lot of oxygen. So a few issues that you're going to probably face when you're pregnant with twins is high amount of acid reflux, trouble in breathing, and you are going to feel the movements a lot more fiercely during your third trimester. So right from the first trimester, I was on progesterone shots, which made breathing slightly more difficult for me. I would run short of breath slightly. And as the babies kept growing, with two, there's lack of space, and your lungs and your organs get pushed and your diaphragm gets pushed. So you have more acid reflux, and as a result, you have more breathing trouble. I couldn't feel my lungs could expand properly. So that made twin pregnancy a bit more difficult. So I do remember that on my last two trimesters, I would technically sleep on an incline of cushions. I had to keep a lot of cushions. I had my mattress inclined because I could not lie down straight and sleep. It was extremely difficult. But I think owing to the amount of rest that I took during my twin pregnancy, I never faced any issues with backache and, swollen legs and feet. The more rest you take, your back is going to need a lot of rest, because you're holding two babies in two sacks, which is double the weight of a singleton mother. So double the weight of what a singleton mother is going to carry. So make sure that you take as much rest as possible. I couldn't say more, guys. uh, Eating good food, vitamin packed food, protein packed food, calcium, and indulging in nap often is the only way you can get through this twin pregnancy smoothly. The number of scans will gradually go down as you move from the first trimester to the second trimester and subsequently to the third trimester. If you're able to smoothly sail through your first trimester, your second and your third trimesters are definitely going to be much more easier. If your basics are right, it's not going to be very hard. Take it easy, slow down, take a lot of rest. Your back especially needs a lot of rest because the weight of two babies is sometimes immense on your back, and you might have backaches and other problems. Pain in your feet, your feet and your legs sleeping pretty often. So all of that's going to happen, but it's not going to be that hard. I've known mothers who were singleton mothers and who probably had much more harder time than I had having two babies. So, and while I say that, I think it's unfair to summarize that women who have preemies don't do enough. Sometimes there are other reasons why people have preemies, like you know um, maybe one baby doesn't grow or something like that. So there could be a zillion reasons why people have preemies, but certainly chances of you having preemies can go really down if you listen to your doctor, get a good medical advice, and take rest and eat really well. It's going to get harder for you to eat during your last trimester because your acid reflux is going to be really, really bad. So make sure that you eat a lot during your first trimester and eat a lot more during your second trimester, because technically your second trimester is going to be very good. A lot more during your first two trimesters. I remember that I had real bad acid reflux during my second trimester, and no matter how much my family would coax me to eat, I could not. I just couldn't eat anything, and I couldn't eat anything spicy at all or anything that had tomatoes at all, because I would just feel acidic all the time. And really there are no there are no home remedies to that. It has to happen. It's part of the process. It might be worse in your case if you're expecting twins because of the fact that your lungs are hot pressed, your organs are really pressed, and how wonderfully your body adjusts itself to accommodate two babies. Look at that. How wonderful is that? So enjoy that moment, guys. And another thing that you're going to really enjoy are the movements. You will really, really enjoy all the baby movements, and because the space is constricted, you will at times feel the movements a bit more fiercely, which can be gross or painful at times, but you get used to it. And I still remember when I had my delivery and I was in the ICU, I just kind of thought, oh my god, I'm not feeling any movements, and I just put my hand and realized, oh, it's gone down. So that's how used to you become to the movements. You really enjoy the movements. If your babies are healthy, they're going to move much more often, and there'll be days when your twins are really tired inside your stomach, they won't move that much, but it's all going to be very, very exciting. So despite your back pain and your sleep disturbances and your breathing troubles, twins are still much, much more easy to manage while they're inside you. So don't miss this chance. Just completely enjoy. Make sure that you focus on a lot of rest, eat well, take your supplements, go in for frequent scans, see your doctor. Don't hesitate even if you have a slightest of problem or you don't notice any changes or movements inside your womb. And gain weight. Very importantly, don't shy from eating high-fat food and things you love to eat, and eat as much as you can in the first and the second trimester, because the third trimester will honestly be more difficult to eat because your stomach is so compressed. I cannot cover all and everything about twin pregnancy in this one particular video, so I'm going to come back with more information on what are the kind of foods that you can eat and what are the other things you can do, and what are some of the things that will happen during the course of your twin pregnancy. So guys, till then, I hope you have a great time. Take care of your little ones inside you, and I look forward to seeing you back soon, shortly. Take care. Much love. Bye-bye.